Hey y'all, Enzo and Walsh here with you tonight. Knox Knife Mods, and it's that time of the year. It's warming up to it.
Yep.
It's Blade Show time, guys.
T-minus 2 days.
What the hell is even that?
By the time this video comes out.
That's true. Sorry, that's true. I got to be thinking ahead.
Tripped him up there.
No, yeah, a lot of awesome stuff that's going to be there this year. I'm very excited.
Yep.
I'm sure you're very excited.
Always.
So we come up with our list of tables and booths and makers that we want to meet and knives we want to see. A lot of exciting stuff. So how many do you have?
4.
Okay, I had about 24.
Okay,
so.
good. It's even. It's even. It's even.
We'll figure it out. But first, we got to do a pocket check.
Quick pocket check. All right.
What you got? What you got?
Well, in honor of Blade Show, actually, I have the knife that I could not purchase at Blade Show, the Case Ram Trapper. Keep that in the little leather pouch that he made for me there. That way it doesn't get scuffed up. And the Kaiser Hawk 1, not Hawk 2.
Oh, you gotta give him that.
We don't do that here.
Those were my carries today.
Very nice. Also in honor of Blade Show, a maker I really want to meet. Yep. I've got my Ware Knives, Lucas P. here, and I also have...
And he's going to be there?
He's going to be there, yeah. Really stoked. He wasn't there last year. He's going to be there this year, so pretty awesome. Also have my P.H. Jacobs Lanny. I don't think... Okay, sorry. Sorry about that. In the middle of a severe weather alert, so don't know if the mics will pick up the lightning bolts, but they're happening. But I was saying...
They might pick up the thunder. I'm not sure.
Yeah, that's, sounds and things you see, whatever.
Yeah.
I have on my the secondary carry for today the P.H. Jacob Custom Lanny. Don't know if Phil's going to be at Blade Show this year. He wasn't last year, I don't think. But he makes cool stuff, so look up P.H. Jacob. That's Phil Jacob. Really cool custom slip joint knives. So that's what I had today. Do you want to kick us off, or I don't know how we?
No,
this is going to have to be a little more conversational, I think, since the ratio of my list to your list is a little different. So
that is quite the list.
Yeah, it's quite the list. I'm going to move through mine fairly fast.
Okay,
but. Enzo of Denmark's going to be there, so that's Jens Anso.
Okay.
He's going to have his own booth. I want to go there and see his customs. I love a lot of his customs that I've seen. ZT's done a run of productions with him. Really beautiful slip joint knives. Attention to detail is going to be there. They make some cool Strider-esque kind of designs. They
don't
make
know that
I'm trying to remember the name of the knife they make. Is it the Nimble? I think it's the Nimble. Correct me if I'm wrong now.
Wrong, 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 wrong. Wrong, 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 wrong.
TRM, of course, they're going to be there. I might stop by and see what kind of scales they have on hand. Definitely can't afford a knife from them right now, but I do want to see what their scale options look like. Beg is going to be there, of course. Yeah,
that's on my list.
Okay, sweet. Well, there we go.
So he's got a new custom that just came out a month or two ago. It's super expensive, so not on my list. And it's a very futuristic design. I'll put the name of it here somewhere. But not my cup of tea and too expensive. But they are going to have some of the ones. So if anyone's looking to pick up some ones, they will be there. The ones with the wooden handles, I can't remember what those are called.
Oh, the Seishin.
Yeah, Seishin.
Tornado warning till 10:45. Again, this is in place for Anderson and Knox County, and take shelter now in a basement interior room. We're seeing that rotation. National Weather Service in Morristown. This is the National Weather Service in Morristown's radar, looking at velocity and seeing rotation.
National Weather Service is basically saying everything could rotate at any moment, and damaging winds are possible, whether they're coming straight at you or they're rotating everybody in any of these warnings needs to be taking shelter.
That's in effect until 10:45.
Well, I shouldn't.
So for a little over 30 more minutes, this tornado warning. This is going to be coming into Knoxville. Go ahead.
This is where we have the potential rotation now.
Yeah.
It's kind of paralleling Emory Road.
Right, up in here, exactly.
Powell, heads up.
Whew. Well, that was interesting.
That was fun.
Had to protect the valuables.
Yeah, I'm gonna need a drink after that.
Cheers. Oh, yeah.
Cheers. We made it. So should we pick it back up?
Yeah. TRM?
TRM.
Okay.
TRM is on my list. That is Three Rivers Manufacturing. And I'm a big fan of the Atom. Actually, I think today they launched, which this video is going to be airing on a completely different date than we're recording, so ignore what I just said. Some weeks ago, they just launched the Neutron frame lock, so that's pretty cool, titanium Neutron frame lock. So maybe they'll have some copies of it. I'd love to handle it. I'm not going to buy one. It's going to be out of my price range, but I always do love going by the TRM booth and checking out what scale options they have available, because that's one of the best things about their knives. They're so modifiable from the manufacturer. So want to see scale options, want to see if there's anything else crazy they got going on. But yeah, TRM. So I don't want to monopolize them.
Okay.
So
well, we'll jump back to Beg for a second.
Beg, yes.
Because I really want to get a Beg slip joint.
Okay.
And they've got two different sizes. They've got the large and the mini. And he's got a pretty dope looking Hawkbill slip joint.
Yeah, I've seen that one.
It's a mini though.
Okay.
And so yeah, maybe he'll have a large this time. If not, I may just get a standard drop point. There's also a spear point. And let me pull that out here. So one of my favorite pickups from last year's Blade Show was the one I mentioned it a minute ago. He has a slip joint that matches this.
Oh, that's cool.
In the mini and the large size. So I may pick it up, and I may pick it up in the orange just so they match. I don't know. But I'm really looking forward to seeing if he's got anything new out.
Can I fire that real quick?
You may.
One thing that's very exciting about these is they are in stock again after a very long...
Like 11 months.
Yeah, they're back in stock. Atlantic Knife has them right now, I know, and I've been kind of waiting. I'm planning on getting one.
Knife Center had some, too.
Oh, cool. Awesome. So I'm sure they'll have them at Blade, I would think.
Yeah.
But God, what a knife. These things are awesome, man. Jeez, good one.
I love me a good thumb disc.
Oh, absolutely. So Beg.
So
Anything
Beg.
else on them?
Yeah, Beg, and of course I got to hit up Kaiser. I got to
yeah.
see what all.
They're on my
over there.
list as well.
The unfortunate thing right now is they do the monthly drops, and all the things that are coming out right now are almost kind of remakes of January and February, coming out with different handle materials, different configurations of carbon fiber or acrylic, things like that. So they've really kind of kept close to the vest what the June is going to be. Okay. So I don't know what it is. So when we get there, they'll probably put out something right before Blade Show. Be like, hey, we've got this today.
Yeah.
So I'm curious to see what that is now, because I've picked up those two fixed blades here recently, the Quaken and the Rhino. I dig that Rhino. That Rhino is definitely a mean knife. But so yeah, Kaiser, Beg, and I'm going to flip back to you because you've got a lot more. It's not that I'm not going to go to all these booths. It's that I have, I want to say, narrowed down. There are certain booths I want to go to that I really want to get something here before they disappear.
That's something I should say. So I should highlight that. All the booths I've mentioned so far, I'm more interested in, just curiously.
Yeah.
I'll tell y'all as I get to them, like, these are the ones I want to hit, you know?
Yeah. For me, Beg is I'm hitting.
A must. Okay, cool. So my next one that I've got on my list is Blade Binge. Now, if you're not familiar with them, they're like a pre-owned retailer. That's what they focus on. But they seem pretty well curated. They've got different tiers for their knives. They have a Grails section.
To seek the Holy Grail.
It's really cool. A lot of cool stuff in there. It's fun to just go on there and just kind of scroll through the Grails section. Actually, Metal Complex did a video doing that the other day. And he found tons of cool stuff.
I've been enjoying his airplane videos.
I don't know that I've seen that.
Oh, there's like 10 of them right now. So
Oh, really?
he bought
The TSA
confiscated
ones. Yes,
TSA knives.
Yeah. That's
Because
funny.
he's been like, this is junk. This is junk. And he gets one Ozark Trail. He's like, hey, this is the Ozark Trail Benchmade ripoff. That one's good. This one's junk. So those have been fun to watch. Sorry, go ahead.
No. So he did a video going on Blade Binge's website, just checking out the grail section. A lot of cool stuff. And so I'm curious what they're going to bring to the show. I want to see if they have some wild stuff at the show. So Blade Binge for sure. And I'll keep rolling. Stop me when you got something that you want to throw in. Or feel free to chime in.
Are you going in order?
I'm just going to go in order, yeah.
Okay.
So the next up is Cold Steel. That's a must. That's heading straight to Cold. Not straight. They may not be my first stop, but they're going to be early. There's nothing specific I'm looking for. I want to handle the Swift 3. That is their new assisted knife with their engage lock. I think that's what it's called, but the engage lock is like a variation on the Snex Super Lock and the Dimco Shark Lock. It's their version of that. And it's a good looking knife, so I want to handle it. Also want to see how they're pricing 5 Maxes. I still haven't bought one. Still kind of want one, but also the size is just so crazy. That
It's ridiculous, but it's
cool. It's definitely cool.
I mean, you've got the Gladius and the 4-Max Scout.
And the 4-Max is really the limit of I'll carry this, The 5-Max is absurd. Yeah. So that's kind of,
I feel like you need it to complete the collection.
That's how I feel. And it's like, I don't want to, I also want to act like I'm, curating a museum or something. I don't have to have it, but it's a cool looking knife. And it's crazy. It's a crazy knife. So anyway, Cold Steel, Dimco, of course, that's a beeline. Dimco or Strider is going to be the first one I hit. If I go to Dimco, I want to handle a full-size 80-20. And I handled one at Blade last year, and it didn't feel great. And it also left me feeling like, well, I think the 20.5 does what I want with this. Mm-hmm. So there's not really a reason for me to get a 20. But I'm kind of second-guessing that. So I want to handle a 20 at the Dimco booth. From there, Dwyer Custom Goods. This one is kind of a maybe. So Dwayne Dwyer was formerly a partner with Mick Strider and Strider Knives.
Say that 5 times fast.
I will not.
After having,
Yeah. So Dwayne has a design called I believe it's called the BB&M. And it's you can very much see the Strider DNA. It looks like a Strider knife. And of course it was produced as a Strider knife when he was still in the company. But now he's going under, I guess he's going under Dwayne Dwyer Knives. I'm not sure what his name is now. So I'm curious if he'll have some BB&Ms to look at. He also did a run of production BB&Ms with North Mountain Blade. And they're a company out of China that look like they do really high-end work, kind of what you'd expect from like Wee or Rayot. That run sold out in I think 2 days. And they were beautiful. And I sent you the images at the time that came out. I'm like, I really want this. They were $350. I'm like, I don't have the money. I can't do this. So
we've all been there.
If he's got it, I'm curious if he'll have some of the productions at his booth. If not, North Mountain Blade is also going to be there. So those two are I'm going to them both. And I'm really got my fingers crossed I'll have a BB&M because I think I could swing it right now. So that's I just did 2 in a row.
That's fine.
Oh, the next one's great.
Good. I know. They saw my face earlier when I was reading your list. Yeah.
Franck Souvy.
We have a very nice flint-tampon Grand de Provence from the Goutron Mousson Valley in Vézentin. It is served with a side of Colombon Fontaine de la Matin, du Garde, Formière, Coulon sauce.
Franck Souvy is going to be there from France. So he designed the Boker Bad Guy and the one you have.
The Madman.
The Madman.
Yep.
So I want to see the custom bad guys. And if he's got some custom Mad Men, I want to check them out. I want to see these knives. And I just want to meet the guy. He sounds like an interesting dude.
Franck Souvy.
Franck Souvy. So yeah, really excited to check his stuff out. Next up for me, you got anything you want to throw in?
I'm going to come back in right about here.
All right, sweet. Next up for me is Heckler & Koch. So HK has done some runs in the past with Hogue. Hogue's made the knives for them. It just has the H&K branding on it. And I thought the ones they did initially were pretty attractive. So I'm like, if they have some, if they're for the right price, I might consider it. I'm not beelining for that. Johnny Stout, I want to check out. So he did a production run with Concept. I can't remember the name of the knife. but it was super attractive, and it had this really cool pattern on the blade. I don't know if it was CNC ground or what, but it looked awesome. So I want to see if he's got any of those, and if not, Concept might have some of those. So I know you got some stuff you want to see from Concept.
Yeah. So Joe turned me on to one of these knives, and he posts it all the time. And then I realized that he has one, and I think Sed's TV has one, and I think
Sed's TV.
Yeah, I think everyone in EDC Roundtable has one, and everyone we follow on Instagram has one.
I'm trying to think of what it could be.
It's the Yipper.
The Yipper.
I think it's called the Yipper.
I can't place that one.
And
It must be a little thing.
No, it's huge.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So if they have any of those, I may pick one up. They're not horrible in the price range that they're in for the size of the knife that you're getting.
Okay.
It's got this massive belly. It's a big curvy blade. It's pretty sweet, but they come in anodized aluminum handles. I've seen 30 different iterations of it, or people just get the basic one and they do their own modifications to it. So,
okay.
What's the one guy on Instagram that does all of the like laser engravings on the handles? He doesn't do them, but like people will send him the knives.
Oh, Way of Knife?
Way of Knife. Yeah. There's been a bunch on there that people have sent.
They're going to have a booth, I'm sure. I mean, although they had some issues recently with, I don't know if it was with their Instagram page or what, but I think they're going to be there. Don't quote me on that.
Okay.
But they might be there.
So I want to look at that knife handle and see what I feel about it.
While we're on Concept, there's one more I want to bring up.
Go ahead.
Leviathan. Have you heard of that one?
Yes.
Yeah, I want to handle one of those. I love the look of that knife.
Did we handle a mini Leviathan, or am I?
I don't think so. I think they were new. I don't know if they were new this year, but I think they came out either very late last year or they were new this year. But it's a beastly knife. Almost afraid that it's going to be too big.
That's what she said.
But
Says the 5 Max.
well, you know, but it looks sick. It looks very Cold Steel-ish, you know, like, I don't know, back when Cold Steel was doing a lot more big, crazy stuff. But yeah, so that's one thing I want to see at Concept for sure.
Yeah, because I always look at the Corvid and think, man, that's pretty cool, but I've never pulled the trigger on one. But yeah, the Yipper, I'm like 99% sure it's called the Yipper.
Well, you know what I meant.
No, you messed it up. You're stupid.
Is the Corvid the one that was designed by Coke Tools?
Yeah, it's got the big,
that's
like,
a cool one.
Brick-looking one. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. But
The
then
Corvid
the mini one's like this big.
Yeah. That's another thing. Yeah, I would want to check out some Corvids if they have some. Yeah.
So I'll do one more and I'll let you jump back
Sure.
in. And QSP.
Yeah.
So one of my other favorite pickups from last year was one that I wanted when it first came out, and then it was sold out everywhere. And it was this particular hedgehog with the gray micarta.
Very pretty knife.
Very pretty knife. And there's different versions of them now. They have them in a drop point. I like the cleaver razor, but I may play with some of the drop points and see how they feel. Also, where I'm working now, I'm trying to be a little bit more discreet. I did get a new job. We both got new jobs.
We both got new jobs. Just crazy. Season of change.
Season of change. I like it. One chapter done. We're starting a new chapter. They just came out with the Gannett or Gannett. I'm not sure how they're pronouncing that.
Okay. I hate that name, and we'll get to it. Please continue that.
I will probably end up picking up one of those.
Okay.
Because the price is really, really good on it. It's 154 CM. There's a kind of a gray and red carbon fiber combination that looks really good. They also have a rattlesnake micarta and carbon fiber, which is the exact same as my Appalachian Drift.
Oh, cool. That's nice. That would be a good match, man.
The steel is different. And it's the Appalachian Drift 2 was $100, where this is like 50.
Wow.
And it's in
Hot dang, man. Good grief.
So
that's crazy.
I'll probably end up picking up one of the Gannett's.
Is it Gannett?
One T.
1T. Okay. There's this company called Gannett Media.
Yeah.
Yeah, you've heard of them? Yeah, and that's just like, to me, I'm like, I don't want a knife named after this company. I'm sure they didn't intentionally do that, but I'm just saying that's the first thing I think of when I hear that.
QSP typically, like 80% of the time, does birds. Like they have the gorilla.
Oh, right. Yeah, the penguin and the pelican and
Yeah. And so, they have the hedgehog.
Yeah.
But they just came out with like the emu. They typically do birds. So
It could be a type of bird or something that we don't. Yeah.
Not sure. So
Interesting.
And it's funny because these were 2 pickups from last year, and like these are 2 must stops again.
Yeah.
To reclaim the.
They were both home runs, man.
Yeah.
Like they were both awesome.
Yeah, I carried this one all the time.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
anyway.
Yes.
Ketchup.
Yeah,
What does that say?
Ketchuo. Y'all probably know more about them than I do. But I do know that they're, a Chinese manufacturer, makes really good stuff. I've just heard their name a lot. I don't know any specific models or anything. I just want to go to the table, see what they got. Not super important, but I want to check them out. Kaiser. Is there anything you wanted to add? Because you talked about Kaiser earlier.
No, I'm curious as to what they're going to have.
Yeah.
Because typically they have their normal stuff, but then they will bring stuff that's been out of stock some places.
Yeah.
Like the copper, or the distressed copper Towser K that I picked up last year.
Yeah, that was
a
cool.
great pickup.
That was cool.
And it's normally like, it was $99, but I got it for $59 while we were there. Because they were like, hey, these are the last ones that we have in stock, and we brought them and they were half off.
Yeah.
So that was a killer pickup. So
yeah, it's the same reason. Things like that I want to see at Kaiser. I don't have any specific models I'm chasing. I love Kaiser. They
are dropping some Father's Day drop bears.
Okay. Drop bear doesn't do a whole lot for me, to be honest with you.
For most people.
It's a huge draw. If you dig the drop bear, that's definitely something to check out. My favorite thing that they did in recent memory was the Hawk. I love that thing. And that came out.
That's what I carried yesterday.
Wrong video. We have to do another knife check now.
Yeah. Different knives.
Well, so the Hawk, that came out like into 2024, didn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So if you look at it year to year, June to June. So that was one of my favorite knives that came out with since then. So I'm just curious to see if they have anything similar that I've overlooked. I'd love to handle a Hawk while we're there. NAFs. So of course that's Ben Peterson's company. Just want to swing by and see if either Austin or Ben's there and just say hey and love what y'all do. I want to get a Lander 5.
Get your fixed blade
from NAFs.
Nah.
No, that's the Lulu.
It's Lulu.
Yeah, the Lulu. So the Lander 5 is a real tiny one that's made to be super affordable. It's like $20.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and it's all stainless steel construction. I want to get one of those because I like the design. It reminds me of a little bit of a Strider PT, and I've been wanting to shoot a video on it. So I want to go to NAFS, get a Lander 5, hopefully, if they don't sell out. Kunwu. They're one that Metal Complex has really shouted the praises of. They make the Chad and the Tau. I think it's the X Tau. Anyway, all super slick designs, very attractive designs, very high end. So I want to see some of their stuff. Another company, I've never handled their knives, but just they get constant acclaim. From there, we got Midgard's Messer. I mean, come on. Got to go to Midgard's Messer. You
take it like this and you go to
I fear that man.
The stories they tell.
I don't want to be his enemy. Yeah. Just go there and talk to the folks that work there because those guys are awesome. Those guys are amazing to talk to. And in addition to that, they remind me of Cold Steel from 10 years ago. Just insanity. Their knives are nuts. So just go handle their knives, handle their swords because they will have swords.
Yeah. What was they had Odin's toothpick and then
they had Fenrir.
Fenrir.
They had
that one was awesome.
The one I want to see is the Big Boss. I got my fingers crossed they'll have a Big Boss. I freaking love that knife. Can't afford it. It's not terribly priced for what it is, to be totally honest. It's not a bad price. But anyway.
That was so funny. So they handed out some freebies. They were giving away stickers and things like that. And he goes, the ultimate protection. And he hands us this packet.
We didn't really look at it.
Didn't really look at it. And so we get back to the vehicle, or it was sometime later, much later. And I look at it, and I'm like, that's a condom. I was He's like, dude gave us a call. So that was really
Oh my
funny.
lord! Because nothing goes together like knives and
Knives
condoms.
and condoms. Yeah, I was like, bruh.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Definitely go to Midgard's Messer.
Yeah. I'll jump back in at the R one here.
Gotcha. So North Mountain Blade, I already said. I just want to see if they have those production BB&Ms. Fingers crossed. I really, really want one. Poikilo, I think that's how that's pronounced. Poikilo. You've seen this. You may not recognize the name. These things are insane. These knives are insane. They are like high art knives. And they're very mechanical. They're not to be, I mean, I suppose you could use one, but I wouldn't. If I owned one, that would be like on display.
More artistic.
It's beautiful. And it's artistic. But the way they move and the way they function is just insane. So I want to see, I don't even know if I want to touch one. I just want to look at it and just say, you open it, I just want to watch. So yeah, Poikilo, and then Ridian.
Yeah.
Yeah, so.
Dude does some awesome work.
Absolutely.
What was the one? It went for like 14,000.
Was it it was the show last year?
Yeah.
It was big, right?
Yeah. Well, once you open it up, oh yeah, you're talking.
I'm thinking of the safety.
The safety
yeah.
lock. Yeah. No, he had not a Congress, but
Oh.
I think it opened opposite.
Not like a muskrat, was it?
No, it'll be here somewhere. So he put his up for auction, and people were bidding on it throughout the show. And I think it ended up going for like $14,000.
Good Lord, yeah. It's crazy.
It's crazy.
It's wild.
But he does great work. I
Yeah, oh man, he does
all by
beautiful work.
hand.
Yeah.
Go follow him on Instagram. You'll see, because he posts, what he does, how he does,
Yeah.
kind of before and afters, and there is not a gap. There is
No,
space.
they are pristine.
Yeah.
He was one of the guys that if I ever made high-end custom money, he'd be one of the first people I'd want to buy from. His work is just, gosh, it's beautiful. Then I've just got Strider. So last year I went to Strider, but I had one SMF left. I handled it and was very unimpressed. Lock rock, blade play.
Well, I was unimpressed with that, plus how much they wanted for it.
Yeah, they were asking $750, which for a Strider is not, for an SMF, that's not insane at all.
With the amount of...
That's the thing, and it's like, and here's the problem. I thought, well, I'm not a flipper, number one. So I had the thought, well, I could buy this and I could try to flip it for more. And then I'm like, I don't want to do that, A. And B, you have to tell the person, I mean, you should tell the person who's you're selling to, hey, this knife has this and that, it sounds like a nightmare to me. So I didn't even want to, and the guy behind me picked it up right after I looked at it. So whatever, man, it's like rock on. But,
I mean, he didn't pick it up. He lunged for it.
He did. He's like, I'll take it.
Yeah,
as soon
he was watching us, and then as soon as Enzo stepped away, you're
yeah.
He goes, well, I guess I didn't want it after all.
Yeah. But so my theory on Strider has always been that ProTech makes a better SMG than Strider. That's just what I feel, and they don't even make them anymore. So
all right, let me do mine.
Yes.
And then you can end with that one because I know you're super stoked.
Yes, sounds good.
The last two that I'm going to make a point to stop at, whether I purchase anything or not, are two custom knife makers. And
I'm with you.
So the first one I stopped at last year, and I'm still kind of kicking myself that I didn't get something, but I wouldn't have been able to purchase all of the other things that I did because I would spend all that money on just one. So Berg knives with the barber. If they have a full size barber, Johnny ended up picking up one.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah.
And
he also picked up a freaking Soulstone. So that knife was like $400. So Johnny was dropping some cash, man.
In there. But the one that I wanted was like $550. I was like, I can't do that.
Yeah.
I am once again asking for your financial support.
But the low end one was still like $300. So it was either buy one $300 knife or buy four $100 knives. And so I ended up kind of going in that direction.
Yeah, that's how I tend to veer too.
But it's still always been kind of eating at me in the back of my mind. And I wish I would have picked up a full size barber because on the website they've been putting out mini barbers and the other one I can't think of the name of. I haven't seen them put out a lot of full size barbers. So it's one of those I may kick myself later. I may have to eBay it later. You know, I don't like eBay. I really don't like eBay. So I want to make sure to get to Berg. And most important stop for me, right here.
Oh, yeah.
Got to go see Mr. Will Stetler again. Got to meet him last year and talk to him for a few minutes. Found out some interesting tidbits of history and information that I share in common with him. So I had a little bonding moment there.
Nice.
Not really, but you know, he was an EMT.
Oh, wow, that's
Boy
cool.
Scouts and all that fun stuff.
Yeah.
Hey, me too. He was like, cool. And then also kind of apologized. Like, I know I'm fanboying, but you know, I've watched you kind of grow up on YouTube and seen all your videos. He's doing some killer videos now.
Nice. Yes, he really is.
He's a lot less awkward than he used to be. I'm still awkward, so I can say that. One of the best. One of the best. But you know, I'm going to take this to BladeShow to be like, dude, this is dope. I'm glad I was able to pick one up. And I set a mental price range in my head, and I was like, as long as it's not over that, I'm getting it. And it was exactly what I said. And I was like, all right, I'm getting it. So I'm hoping he brings some hats. I want to get a Stetler hat. It's a trucker hat, but me with my ginormous noggin.
Look at the size of that boy's head. Shh. I'm not kidding, it's like an orange on a toothpick.
You're gonna give the boy a complex.
Well, that's a huge noggin.
I don't like buying hats offline because
Yeah, it's get the right size, yeah.
They're like yarmulkes on me. So yes, so seeing Mr. Stetler, big must for me. Even if I don't buy anything, just to go shake his hand.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got one of your first runs, and because he's sold out in 5 minutes.
Good Lord.
There was the red that I got. There was also a blue and a black. The red and blue went instantly.
Wow.
The black lasted for a few minutes. Or a few minutes longer, and then they were out. So
man,
he's made some Damascus ones that are up for sale right now, but they are in the much higher price range.
Yeah.
I can't say how much this costs. My wife is but you want to get a Damascus one, and they're great quality. And he makes them all by hand. They're all ground by hand. Montana Knife Company, I believe, makes the sheath.
Yeah.
He did source that, and he for these he did source the handle material, but he assembled them all. So, but his custom ones that he makes are all by hand. He makes a few of them at a time. He will have a couple of them at BladeShow per his Instagram, and those are going to cost you a lot of coins. So
I would imagine.
I would go for the semi-custom ones. Anyway, finish us off.
Yeah, actually, to tie in with how you feel about Stetler. So for me, that's how I feel about Ware knives. I may have talked about him a bit before the lightning storm, but I don't have, of course, I'm carrying a different knife. It's a different day. I've got the Mini Buster with me today for reasons that you will soon. Actually, no, that'll be before this video airs, so you already know why I'm carrying this.
Which I don't know why you don't have that listed here.
What, Snacks?
Or
We and Civivi?
Yeah.
I was going to have it listed here, and then I already got what I wanted. So, I mean, I'll still go. It's going to be...
What he's getting, I'm going to at least play with.
Yeah.
Handle.
Yeah.
And still, no. I'm going to check it out while we're there as well, because there are at least 3 different variants that I saw. Handle material ones.
Yeah. Well, you know what's cool too about going to the Civivi Sin Cut table is it's huge for one thing.
It's in the center of the room.
It's massive, and then it's like a 3-cornered, or you've got 3 tables. It's a big U-shaped table, and you got Sin Cut, Civivi, and and so it's cool to just see all of that laid out. But the way that you feel about Stetler, that's how I feel about Ware. Really excited to see Ware. Now I'm going to bring my Lucas P with me. And I just want to meet Matthew because he seems like a super cool guy. Just want to tell him how much I love that design. And I actually want to, if he'll let me film, I'm just going to ask him, like, hey, can I just ask you a quick question? I want to just know what his thoughts were on how the Lucas has changed in design. It's had some subtle changes, and I like them. I like both versions. I'm just curious to hear why he decided to do that. If I can afford one of his new Lucases, because he's doing what's now called Lucas SB for small batch. They're not He's still making them. Yeah, they may as well. They are customs pretty much, but it's almost like how Primo is and Phillips Forged.
Yeah.
So these are like the Primo of him.
Has he decided if he's going?
He's not.
He's not going.
No, he's not going. So we're gonna miss Primo this year. That sucks. But I get where he's coming from. When you're a small company, those booths are like, they ain't cheap.
I only asked because last I heard he was thinking about it.
Yeah, he was considering it. He decided not to because, for one thing, he's doing a lot of other, like he's doing engraving right now. So he's wanting to focus more on making some really high-end art pieces with like engraved handles and stuff.
He was telling me he was doing a sculpture too.
Yeah, he's doing a sculpture for this people out in Nashville.
Yeah.
I know, and he's got another thing he's working on. Dude's an artist. So it's not always just knives. He'll do some different stuff. But yeah, so I want to look at the Lucas SBs. I would hope maybe he'll have one I can afford.
You serious?
I doubt it, but at the very least, I can at least hold one.
Get that kidney ready.
Yeah, I'm telling you. At the very least, I can at least hold one and deploy it and say, hey, I've deployed it. Excuse me. So
I'll get it on video.
Yeah.
We'll have memories forever.
Yeah, there we go. I guess that's the end of my list. It's gonna be awesome. Excited to go back.
I'm excited that it worked out because we don't have baseball that weekend.
Oh yeah, dude. Oh my Lord.
Yeah, my youngest is on 2 different. Oh, actually, by the time this video goes out, he's only on 1 baseball team. So.
Oh my Lord.
But hockey starts in a couple of days.
Right back at it,
Right
man.
back at it.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
he was doing 2 baseball teams and hockey. Now we're just 1 baseball team and hockey.
It's unbelievable that everything aligned.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, you have nothing this weekend. I was like, oh, yes, I do.
So we'll be getting up at 5 a.m. hitting the road.
That's what time I get up for work now. So.
It wouldn't be a problem for you. All right, guys. Well, anything else you want to add in?
No, I think that covers it. I'm trying to go back and think now what I said earlier. I'm trying to. Oh, this was going to be my bit into QSP. So, mentally rewind to me talking about QSP. And the reason I want to pick up this Gannett or something similar is because my new place of employment is not a fan of big, chunky. They're more tolerant of a gentleman's carry. And so the Gannett kind of falls in that category. And if there's something else that catches my eye while we're walking about, let me throw this in.
Okay.
So I had
that you want.
I don't have ADHD. It's been a long day. So let me finish this conversation first. If I see something gentleman's carry worthy, I may consider it. And just while we're meandering about,
sure,
because I need something a little smaller, a little bit more discreet. Like I said, I love this knife, but I don't like knives that flop around in my pockets.
Yeah.
And wearing business trousers, they don't have 5th pockets.
Yeah.
They're only 4-pocket pants. So I need something with a belt clip, and the Gannett, the Appalachian Drifter 2, stuff like that, has a small belt clip or pocket clip to keep it up. So if I see something like that, I'm going to be more apt to lean toward purchasing that. All right, I ended that one.
Do the other one.
So I had 2 others on my list, and I took them off. And one of them was Wii. So there was a new Wii knife that came out recently. Super futuristic styling. Not so futuristic as the new bag that came out, but it looked really awesome. It had several different carbon fiber inlays and had the Copper Cosmic carbon fiber that I really like.
Yeah, I think I remember this one. Yeah.
But it was like $400.
Yeah, yeah.
And so that goes back to the whole bird thing. Do I get one knife that's $400 or $500?
Yeah.
Or do I get several and get more bang for the buck?
Yeah.
So I kind of took Wii off my list for that reason. Another one that I took off my list was Queen City.
Okay.
So I was really and I sent it to you a couple of days ago, that new...
yes, and the price.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
So we had this conversation. I was like, dude, you see this? He's like, yeah, stupid.
Yeah.
I get it. It's my Carta. It is...
MagnaCut.
It's
USA made.
It's USA made, but I feel like it's too expensive.
It was.
For what it is and the size it is.
Here's the thing. When Hogue can bring me the Deca that's USA made in MagnaCut for like $150,
Yeah.
I have nothing else to say. Like, it's just, you know, just because a knife is a beautiful traditional, we don't have to go the GEC route where it's just expensive to be expensive.
Right.
You know, like, it's just, but what's interesting is the same thing happened with, not Condor, White River Knives. Is it White River? Yeah, that's the name of the company, right?
Yeah, there's a White River Knives.
Yeah, so they made a trapper that they kind of partnered with SMKW on. And and Greg had told me it was coming. This is coming. I'm like, oh, I love it, you know? And then they came out and the price was, oh my God. And I'm like, there's no way. So yeah, I love a good trapper. I love a good classic knife like that, but it's hard to deal with when they want, you know, 200, 250. Yeah, it's tough. So,
I took them off the list. I mean, we will walk by and hang out with people at Smoky Mountain.
Oh, heck yeah, absolutely.
And check out, you know, the Rough Riders, see what new Rough Riders. I'm still waiting on that camp knife. That camp knife is like, like, he showed it to us when we were there, when we did the first tour with Brian.
Oh, wow.
In December of 23.
Oh, my Lord.
And I guess it's been held up and maybe in customs.
Yeah.
But it's just been taking a while to get here. And I'm ready for it to be here.
And it's funny because all the Rough Riders that I was hyped up about have all come out. Like you know, the Fat Bottom Doctor and the Longfellow Granddaddy, they're all out. So I don't really. It'll be good to talk to Brian maybe and see if he's got anything cooking. So we'll find out. But yeah,
I think that's it.
Yeah, man. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be great. Y'all, please send me good vibes. I want that BB&M. I really want it. So, I don't know. Do a knife dance for me. I don't know.
You know, I've been getting in shape for this. I've been getting ready.
Yeah.
Because with my new job,
17,000 steps.
My new job, I've been getting so many steps in. 18,412 steps today. Because I mean, we did like 20,000 steps. Actually, my watch died last time.
Oh my Lord, dude.
Yeah. So because we kept like just going back and forth from like the main room to the other room, back to this room, back because we had the list of like, oh, let's go here, oh, let's go here, and I think we just kind of went alphabetically, and it would be like, oh, A, that's here, and then Berg, that's over there, and then. You know, Civivi, that's over there, and you know.
Yeah. So. Well, you know, and that brings up strategy of attack, you know, and so like, I'm trying to identify what I want the most. I think it's the BB&M. I think that's what I want, and if that's the case, I need to go straight to North Mountain Blade, and I think they're in Room B. I'm not sure.
Sad thought process. We're going Saturday.
Yeah, I know, and I'm trying not to think about that.
Okay.
Yeah, I know. But here's my argument on that. Okay, Strider and Demco, high hype companies, right? They both still had stuff left on Saturday. So my hope is that the BB&M is still, I think it's still under the radar enough. That knife didn't sell out for like 2 or 3 days, which, you know, in hype territory, if Demco puts an MG 8020 out, that thing sells out like the same day. So, and he still had those left over at Blade last year. So that's my hope. My hope is on Saturday, there'll still be some left. We'll figure it out. But so all right, your number one stop. What's your number one stop?
Gosh, that's tough.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, as much as I've been kicking myself about that barber, if we're going to B-room,
it doesn't matter. We don't have to do that. I'm just curious because
I'm saying if your dude is in B-room, we'll do B-room first, and I'll go over to Berg to see if they have barbers.
Okay. Were they in B-room last time? Okay.
And so that would probably be first for if they're in the same room. I say we hit those first.
Okay.
Because I mean, I don't know if I can keep kicking myself over not getting one last time.
Yeah, they're beautiful knives.
Beautiful knives.
Yeah.
And beautiful. And that's been like the one. Now, like I said, I picked up 5 or 6 wonderful knives last year.
Yeah.
But that's the one that's just been kind of like, you gotta get me more, you know. So, but then after that, I don't know. I have a like I said, a much smaller list, and I think some of the things like, because I messaged QSP. I'm like, are you bringing them? And they're like, yep. I'm like, you bringing a lot of them? And they're like, yep.
Awesome.
And
That's what you want to hear. That's
they said,
fantastic.
We'll be at booth. And I'll try to remember to put it right here. And I was like, cool, see you there.
That's what I need to do is I'll message North Mountain Blade. He's super, super nice dude. Very communicative. He actually puts his cell phone on his, like, he goes, if you need me, call me. Yeah, which is it's insane.
Wild.
So anyway, I'm going to message him on Instagram and just say, hey, any chances? You got any more than BB? So we'll see. All right, we got a plan.
Yeah.
So I guess this video is going up just before the show, right?
before the show.
So in a few days, hopefully we'll have some good news for y'all. If nothing else, we'll have some coverage so y'all can see what's coming.
Yeah, I'm gonna do my best to do what we did last year. I mean, we went on Saturday and I had a video up Monday.
Yeah, dude, you put that thing out, man.
So we'll try to give you the best coverage of day 2 that we can.
Sounds good. All right, guys. Well, I guess that's about it.
That's it. We survived.
Yeah, we lived through the storm.
We lived through the storm.
Yeah. It was all fine. So we will see you guys soon. Until then, we've been Knox Knife Mods. I'm Enzo, and we'll see y'all next time. Peace.
Take care. Oh, you're in.
Oh, dude, I got to refill, man. Damn it.
Leaving that.
I'll smell it.